howdy do everyone, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. Welcome to EleWebDev Live Chat on this Saturday morning. Excuse me, well, I don't even know what day it is. Saturday, May 28th. And there is nobody here, and that's a good thing because I'm not ready. I've been sitting in this chair for 20 minutes doing everything else except what I need to do. So I'm just keep my eye on the big fat 0 button of no watchers. And I'll just prepare myself. So let me prepare you what tools that I use, and we'll just dive on into various and sundry topics today of Elementor and development stuff that may or may not go over your head. And yes, my little dog is here too. That's her right there. She's my little shadow. So what do I do and how do I do it? So I use local WP, which I will show you in just a moment, as my local development software on my computer. I don't use a server, and unless needed to with a domain name and making a site go public, but all of my teaching tutorials are done on a piece of software in my computer with WordPress, and that software is local WP. I only use the Chrome browser. I use Elementor Pro unless otherwise specified in tutorials. And the only theme I use, which is very simple, that is unencumbered and not bloated, is Hello, which Elementor made for its own plugin page builder, so that everything works in a cohesive, lovely manner, so that things don't get bogged down and slow. So that is that. And so since there's no one here, I'll probably cut this part out of this tutorial or this live session, but we're live, so we're just going to do it anyway. I'm going to share my screen. Yes, I am. And I'm going to go right here. There I am, and my screen is not filling the other screen. And so what I need to do, since I am wanting to make sure that I have my foot, yes, my foot, on the pedal of, let me just go here, I think, yes, it will. So what I have on the floor in this wonderful production, I have a Stream Deck pedal. It is a 3-button pedal on the floor. And I need to make sure that I need to create a new profile, because I got the profile set in Ecamm, and I need to set the profile I need to create a new profile. And I need to name that profile. We need to edit the profile. And profile number 1 needs to be chat. Can I? Yes. Chat. All right, let's just put EWD in front of it, EleWebDev. And if you don't know what EleWebDev stands for, it's Elementor Website Development. And there is one viewer. It may be me, but I had a 0 when I went live. And what do you know? It's George. Thank you, George. Thank you very much. You are, oops, I double-clicked too many times. You are here, and thank you for showing up today. I appreciate it. You are late not by much, because I'm still setting up because I'm not ready. That is the story of my life. Okay, so okay, we got chat going on. We don't want to make it a default profile, but we do need to set up I need to put in a move to scene. Run scene. So this is the, yes, I do want to replace it. Okay, what scene do we want to run? The middle button is the emergency broadcast system of the home intro button. Yes. Then I want, let's say I want this button to be another run scene. And which scene do I want to run? I would say the one I always want to go to, which is that one. And then what other scene do I want to run? I want to run just the desktop so that I can show whatever is on the desktop. Okay, that's good. All right. So yeah, we're good. All right, there we are. So since you're the only one here, George, I will just dive into some, and it's not going to work. No, it's not. You know, I would love to hit that button and make it work. But instead of that, I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have to do something here. And I'm going to have to go into preview mode. And this is dangerous. But I have to do it. Okay. So we don't want a background. What am I doing? I am putting a little something on the screen until I am done with talking about said geeky subject. So I need to put something on the screen so that, oh, it doesn't matter, hit add. Okay, there it is. All right, and I still need to see my preview program window. There we go. And I need to make this bigger and put it up in the big corner here. I'm coming, I promise. All right, so this is for the beginners because this is normally a beginner's channel. So I'm going to hit publish, and there you see the big nerd up there. And we're talking about nerdy subjects for just a moment until I get my stuff together. So I am a gal that used to use Github. Yes, if you are a programmer, if you are a coder, if you are someone who writes code and you want to know how stuff works, you get to GitHub. And so I have a GitHub account. It is AwakeCat. There's not many, what do you call them, repositories, not suppositories, but repositories on my account. But for whatever it's worth, I signed up for something that's called, and it's so new, I haven't even looked at it, codespaces. And from what I can gather what a code space is, and I'm having a conversation with you, George, have you seen this thing called codespaces? I obviously signed up for it. I didn't know what I was signing up for, but they're trickling out this codespaces thing. And it's sort of like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. From one coder to another. Look at that. He's happy I'm a coder. You're just happy I know what GitHub is. That's what it is. I'm talking your lingo. That's what I'm talking about. So what is codespaces? I don't know. But it hooks up with your Visual Studio Code. Let's take a little sidebar here. So I have bounced back and forth between, let's have a conversation, shall we? Yes, we shall. Let me hit the right button on the floor. There we go. And publish that and get out of preview mode. Okay, we're having a conversation. And I forgot my little, okay, hold on. I have to switch back because my nerd needs to be on the screen. Hold on, let me copy him. Nope, can't do it. Yes, I can, right here, copy. And then I'm going to switch to this scene, and then I'm going to paste it, and there it is. Okay. So let's just take a conversation down Nerd Street. Right. You don't have to collaborate with people on projects because, you know, it just seems useless to me. Yes. In this day and age, it's useless to me too. But let's just take a little geek speak down a little road. So in my, how many years have I been on computers? 22, 3, 4, 6, I don't know. It's been a while. I touched a computer when I was 11 years old and I didn't know it was a computer. But anyway, that was some 40 years ago. Tells you how old I am. So this is going to be a bold statement, and I may upset some people, and I may upset you, George. But I truly, in the 40 some odd years I've been working with computers, I take a breath, and I'm just going to say this statement because it is my truth. It may not be your truth, but it is my truth. I really feel that It is a feeling. It is not a conviction or even intelligence at this point. But from my personal using of a computer, you probably know where I'm going on this. Here, let me just take a moment to take a breath. I really don't like the Windows operating system, as I stutter to say that. I just don't. But I'm going to tell you what Microsoft has done right. And that is VS Code. I'm sorry. That is the only one product and purchase they have done correctly. However they got there with VS Code and GitHub. Sure, they had to pay a pretty penny to get GitHub. But those are the only two things so far in the history of Microsoft that I feel they have done right. Okay, that's just me. Okay, I'm going to do me, you do you, and you feel safe and secure in what you think, and this is what I think. And I know I'm upsetting people, and I'm real sorry. And I don't want to lose viewers, but that's just how I feel. That's why I switched in 2012, because every time I turned on my computer, which was a PC at the time, I had to wait for an infernal update. Oh, well, I have a fan. I'm glad George agrees with me. Because I just, and you can't run a Windows machine without some type of virus program. To any computer these days, you should run a virus program, but, it's just, I'm just going to say it, and I'll creep away and walk away from that subject because I know it's very tender for some people who are Windows users. And you do you, and I'll do me, which is the Mac world. Because I have a watch and all of my things connect and my phone, and I can send files, and I'm sure you probably could do that with Windows now. I don't even know what Windows 11 looks like. And yeah, here's me sticking my foot in my mouth, which is right over there on the other side of the room. I have a Windows machine, and there's only one reason why I have a Windows machine, is because I teach older adults computer skills. And when the day comes and I can go back into people's homes and help them with their computers, I will have to know this new Windows 11. And the only reason why I have it is to know how to teach my clients. But it's not a daily use thing. In fact, every time I turn it on, I just go look and hit updates because updates come out quite frequently. Okay, we're going to leave that subject. But let's move on to codespaces, shall we? All right, so let me switch to... Okay, George, you're my supporter in the Windows arena of not liking it. Okay. Okay, so what are codespaces? Okay, so there is a website called, and I have forgotten it since I haven't been there in such a very long time. What's it called? But there is a website that you can go to and create an account and basically have a little server that you can run code. Now, I'm going to just pause right here and say this is where my intelligence and my vocabulary ends, because I can only go so far as HTML, CSS, SAS, Pug, which was Jade, and that's about it. That's about the extent of my coding. Now, I used to be able to code up a WordPress theme, but I don't do that anymore because there's Elementor that builds it for you. So I have gotten out of the coding world. Okay, so let's just hit this button. So if you are this is an alpha, a beta, a testing phase of this Codespaces. You may not have it if you are said geek and have GitHub, but I signed up for it. They sent me an email and said, hey, you are a candidate for Codespaces. So let's go look at what a Codespace is. And what I think it is, instead of using VS Code on your computer, you're spinning up a little environment with your GitHub repository that is a little computer that you can run your code with. So So yeah, if you're on a computer, like let's say you go to your grandma's house over the weekend and you get a text on your phone and your boss is screaming, "Hey, this code needs to be fixed." But you know you have a password manager and you can get in and get your passwords. You can log into your GitHub, spin up a code space environment for you to run and test your code and fix that bug on a Saturday at your grandma's house when you don't have your computer. I think this is what this is for. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. I taught grades 7 to 9. You're a teacher, so we have that archetype in common. Tricked them one day when I opened Ubuntu. Let me just stop right there. I have dabbled with Ubuntu as well, and I actually, how do I say? I didn't break it. I overrode Windows operating system with Ubuntu, and I reformatted the hard drive and installed Ubuntu. How long ago was that? 4 or 5 years ago. And so I have a place in my heart for Ubuntu. So here's what's funny. If you go to EleWebDev.com and you do a search of the fonts on my website, you will see that Ubuntu is the font on my site. There is trivia for you. So if at some point in time, George, and I'm having a prize, have a drawing or a giveaway, I'm going to say, what is the operating system name for the font on my website? And you have 5 seconds to figure that out. You would win the prize because now you know. Ubuntu. Okay, so let me go back to your quote. Ubuntu and LibreOffice. LibreOffice. Okay, I think that's like the, Microsoft Office equivalent, which, yes, did the lesson from a word lesson in the textbook. I asked at the end of the lesson. Wonderful. Okay, we're just chit-chatting it up, George. Where were we working and what were we doing? We couldn't tell it was Windows or that it wasn't Word. Yep, years ago, yes. So let's go back to codespaces. So I'm going to hit Create Codespace on Master. So if you're not a GitHub user, Master is like the final rendered copy of your code. So this is a Pug project that I worked on. I literally opened this up last night because I was like, oh, let's get nerdy with some extra nerdy stuff. Okay, so I'm hitting the button instead of just talking about it. Oh, and I also know, what you call it? I don't know what that thing is called. Image found, container built, connecting. Okay. Choose what you want. Okay, I did this last night, so this is not completely foreign to me. I'm going to choose dark high contrast. Ooh, don't like that. I think I was with dark last night. Dark. Okay, that's good. Okay, choose the one. One shortcut to ask everything just the right amount of UI. Okay, we selected that, so let's close the get started. Oh, there's terminal. That's what I meant to say, terminal. All right, so I'm going to hit a pause button here, and I'm going to go to VS Code. So this is literally VS Code being spun up on a server, dare I say. I'm going to close that. Okay, this is the terminal so that we can interact with this Jade system in the repository that is this Jade system. Shall we take a look at it? Of course, shall we? So Pug is sort of like what Sass is, but it's for HTML. And let's take a look at the Pug file. There are extends, there are includes. This is how you write HTML in Pug/Jade. They had to change, Jade had to change their name to Pug because there was some other infringement. And so you're looking at it like this. What is you doing? I don't kind of remember how to do this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my local version on my computer. Oops, gotta scroll down. Ooh. Okay, so let me just go to local Visual Studio Code and open that up. Okay, so here we are. Yes, we are. Okay, so here's what I know and here's what I can do. So I opened up a functions.php file. That's great. All right. Where are we? I don't know. Okay, there we are. I need to get down to the bottom of the screen. I need the terminal. Here we are. This is what I need to. ZSH, excuse me. I have dyslexia and it kicks in from time to time. Okay, so I know how to do aliases. So if I hit D, it should go to desktop. Yep, it does. Because that's the alias. When I type in the command, the capital letter D, it automatically knows to go to the address in my computer to the desktop. So if and I'm just showing off here. Yes, it's a VS Code container that assumes we'll have a Git already integrated in it. Somehow VS Code and oh, sorry, I look a little dark. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Somehow that's working together. So I'm now on my local computer. What is this? Restricted code is intended for safe code browsing. Trust this window to enable all features. Okay, yes, trust. Okay, good, and go away. All right, so if I go mkdir and I call it HTML and I'm on the desktop and I cd. Oh, I didn't mean to do cd. Hold on, let's go back to the desktop. Okay. List. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the desktop, and there's a folder called HTML. If I hit C, it's clear. Okay. All those are aliases. So if I cd into HTML, then I'm in the HTML folder. If I decide I want to touch a file called index.html, I can do that. And then I can ls in that HTML file. Index.html is there. Oh, I'm just going to put this on the screen because I like it. You are my kind of person that is hardcore using aliases. Only us crazies do that kind of stuff. Of course, we don't want to sit there and type all day long. No, we don't want to type all day long. See, I'm one of those people. Excuse me just a second. Where's my microphone? Over here somewhere. Can I mute myself? There we go. Got my voice back. There's some people that like efficiency. And we don't want to sit there and type things all day long because A, my typing is horrendous. I have one of those wrongly wired brains that gets things backwards, and my brain, trying to think my hands into typing on keyboards like pianos, guitars, drums, and forcing my feet to do things at the same time my hands are doing something. I tried to learn how to play drums. I learned how to play guitar. I tried to learn how to play piano. And when my brain is looking at a piece of paper with dots on it, trying to transcribe that and get that message to my fingers and my feet, it's like trying to turn on a fire hose in a straw. It doesn't work. Everything gets slowed down and it just doesn't work. So yes, those of us who have any type of slowed down, backwards thinking, mental problems, that just your brain is slow, like me, you do aliases all the time. All the time. So where were we? Yes, I love to go around rabbit holes. Okay. So I'm in HTML. I created the index.html file. Let's mkdir oops, hey, I'm not in the right place. Okay, mkdir, another CSS folder. I want to change directory into CSS, and I'm there. And if I touch with a C, touch style.css. And then I cd ... cd space ... I go back one folder, which is HTML. And then I decide I want to code that. That means that I'll open up that folder in VS Code. All right, so what I just did was I opened that folder in VS Code. So here I am. And my HTML is ready to go. So if I hit 2 or 3 exclamation points, Emmett is your friend as well. Oops, wrong one. It's 2. I used to do this with my eyes tied behind my back, or eyeballs tied behind my back. I could do this in my sleep. There we go. It's 1. I've been out of the loop in doing this. So there, that's how I do my HTML real quick when I used to hand code. And then the CSS file, I can split the screen and have both of those files on the screen at the same time. And close it over here. And is it not hooked up yet? Yeah, see, this is a newer computer, and I tried to do all this ahead of time, but I didn't get to the point where I put in the hooked up the CSS file. So we'll just code.toHumans translation, open VS Code in current directory. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so at any rate, I'll close my local one, and I'll close that one. Yes, so now we're back to the online version with my GitHub codespaces of my Pug thing. I was trying to create a way to spin up sites quickly. So let's see. I think if I hit run somewhere, output, tasks, problems, debug console, terminal. There's a button that says go somewhere. I think I have to install, hold on just a second. Run and debug, run and debug. You don't have an extension. Would you find it? Oh, cancel. Oh, okay. So we have to install an extension. And this is what the bad thing is. You have to keep installing these plugins. Live server. Yeah. Install live server. Because all I'm doing is HTML. Okay. Disable, uninstall. Okay, there it is. Okay, it's good. It's installed. See, that's... You have to, every time you spin up a code space, you have to reinstall the plugins. Yeah, those things. So, yeah. All right, go back to your files. Close this tab. Open this Pug. And if I hit go live, let's see what happens. I think it opens another browser window. Yeah. And there is the rendered page from Pug. Yep, it renders the page. So if I include another feature, take that and hit save. It says that it's modified. And if I come back here and hit refresh, it didn't work. What do I have to do? I'm not sure. I saved it. Codespaces will help me when I am someone else's PC Mac and I want to push something that I'm doing in the project we're working on in my Git. Yes, cool. Definitely. See, I don't know whether this codespace renders renders what is on the master. So let me push this, which I can't do from here. I did it last night. Copy. I think I had to download some other plugin. Wait, here it is. Thank you, source control. So, yep, I need a commit message. So I need to, what do I need to do? I need to write a message. Turned on, let's see. Yeah, just turned on, I can't spell, help me. Turn on feature 3. Feature 3, okay. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and then I want to push that. What's plus? Stage changes. Okay, if I right click, it won't push. Okay, a stage change. Okay, what is this? Unstage? Yes. Don't want to do that. Stage all changes. Yes. Did I just commit that? I don't know if I did. What's the check mark mean? Commit. Sync stages. Changes. Yes, I want to sync them. Push in original master. Yes, that's what I want to have happen. Okay. All right. So now if I hit sed refresh, doesn't happen. Okay, so what if I spin it up again? Would you like to periodically run git fetch? Yes, I would. So let me disarm it. Okay, the server's offline. Okay, let me go live again and maybe it will show up. Oh, service unavailable. Ain't that fun? Okay. Why did that happen? I don't know. Open in browser. I don't know what I'm doing. Select language mode. See, I just keep turning it off. That's what I don't want to do. So here's Pug. I've saved the changes and I want to go live with it. Work with me, not against me. Okay, so feature 1. Feature 3 is still not showing up. Interesting. So let me go back to my files and let's go to the HTML. Features header image. Where's my index.html? Right there. Okay. Port. All right. To customize run, create a launch.json file. Oh Lord, here we go. I have no idea what I'm doing now. Chrome. Select environment. Chrome. What? Okay, I've officially jumped off ship and I'm swimming without a life raft. Okay, we're getting out of here. Yeah. Open index.html. No. I think George is starting to laugh at me. Okay. We're going to close that. Okay. And go back to here. All right. Oh, lost my thing. Go back to the... See, you keep your upgraded system 15 minutes ago. What? Create a space on master. I'm on the Jade system, but my code, my system should still be there. Create. No, I want to open the one that's already there. Configure. No. Show advanced options before launching CodeSpace. Okay. No. Okay. All right, I'm just going to click on that. I don't know what I'm doing. George says, no, don't do it. All right, I'm back to where I was. That's lovely. Okay. Let me close the index.html. I'm going to turn this off. Or go back to my files, because that's a safe zone. I'm lost as you are, and it should be more intuitive. Most definitely. Okay. So if I keep turning on these features, see what I think is not happening is there's nothing running in the background that's running Pug in order to push out the code to compile into HTML. I think that's what the problem is. So because see, I've already included part 2 and 3, but Pug's not running, and I don't know what I need to have. I need a compiler. That's what I need. So let's go back to our extensions. I need a Pug compiler. Pug compile. Can't spell. Pug, Jade snippet, VH code. Nope, don't need this. Is this it? Sass, Pug, Jade, compile, hero, pro. That sounds pro, seems I have to pay for it. Sass, live Sass compiler. Nope. Pug beautify. Nope. Live Pug compiler. That one has 7,000, but this Sass less stylus Pug has 578,000 stars. Okay. This one has 7,000. This one has 42,000. That one has 24. There's no running server on your container, I guess. Right. So let's go. 578,000 people can't be wrong. But where's the other one? The second snippets. 42,000. All right, we'll go install this one. Okay, installing. Easy to use, that's what you say. Because you know your own product. Compile hero is off, okay. Blah, 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 blah. Compile selected, that's lovely. Beautify on save, compile less, stylus, script, Jade, Pug, and JavaScript. Okay, we're ready to go. So we're just going to close this, and we're going to go back to here. I'm not going to touch that. So compile hero is off. There's our little live compiler. Yeah. So I need to run it. So I need to turn it on. Okay, it's on. Okay. Let's go back to our files. So if it's running, there's got to be some settings for it. So go back to, oh Lord, see the numbers are incrementing in it. That's starting to scare me. Okay, hero. Okay, there's the settings, cog. Disable workspace, version, install, copy, extension. Extension settings. Okay, let's go there. Disable compile files on did save code. Files on did save code? Something about that doesn't sound like it's right. Hello, Atif. I don't even know your real name. I'm sorry if that is your real name. I'm sorry. These days when people put, like, I have a handle called Awake Cat. It's kind of a combination of my first name and my last name. So, Atif. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I apologize if that is your real name. All right, what are we doing today? We're doing things I don't even know what's going on. That's why I'm very disheveled and my brain's in another place. Okay, switch control of the computation of Pug. Yeah, I'm deep into nerd stuff, Atif. Deep into nerd stuff, because I'm not even on this planet. That's why my brain's not working, because I'm in la la land of code. Okay, so let's to recap you. Okay, cool, Atif. Alrighty. So if what we're doing is, what am I doing? I'm so discombobulated. I'm deep into nerd code, and I don't go here very often, so it's very discombobulating. So what's happening is this. I can't even go back to GitHub. So GitHub has this new thing called codespaces. It is so new that some people are being given this beta system. And what it is, there you go, George. So let me explain what it is. So I think what they've done is they have taken somehow VS Code, GitHub, and spinning up a server all in the same thing called codespaces. And so, as I gave the pun before, let's say it's the weekend and you go to grandma's house and you get a text on your phone and your boss is screaming because there's a piece of code that's not working. You don't have your computer with you. So grandma's got a computer and she's got internet. As long as you have an internet connection and you can get to your GitHub account and get to said repository, and you can get into the GitHub account, get to the code, use VS Code, and get to the server, compile things, and make things happen and fix the code for your boss all at your grandma's house when she has not a real great computer and has no development software on it. I think that's what this is all about. That you, as long as you have an internet connection and a browser, you can still do your work. Because somehow GitHub, VS Code, and little servers are all connected. I don't see how that's safe, but that's Windows for you, Microsoft. But as we had this conversation before I had with George, Microsoft is doing the right thing, making things integrated that no matter where you are, and unfortunately your boss can be like, hey, you're at grandma's house. You got an internet and a browser? You can fix my code. Do it now. So that's the sad part about that. And I am in Pug, which I haven't been in probably 5 years. See, I can't even get back to... Yeah, see, I'm in VS Code right now in its own... Go to repository. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, you have to go in the same tab. I tried to right-click and it didn't work. Okay, so when did I start this repository? Okay, 2016. That tells you right there. So that's what that's the see, I can't spell. That's description right there. Cannot spell. Let's fix that. In Markdown, description, as of 2016. Yep, 2019 was kind of the last time I came in here. Doing some dusting, knocking off cobwebs. Left this so long, I'm not sure how this works. That's the story of my life. Oh. And how do I save these changes? Update. Yep. Update readme. Let's make that lowercase readme. Spelling error. See, I can't spell. Story of my life. Can't type either. Commit to, commit those changes. Nope, we don't need a new branch. Commit those changes. Okay, lovely. Cobwebs and fixing bugs. All right, so. Let's go back to the Jade system. Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, that's when it was started. Yes, let's see. I used I used Sublime. I used that Adobe one, and it was so great for beginners, and they killed it. Brackets. I loved brackets. It was unencumbered. It was so easy to use. There is a branch of it out there still in the wild of brackets, They may have changed the name. They may have saved the name. Hey, let's go down memory lane and look for brackets.io was I think they even had to change their name. It's still there. 2.0. The question is, when was the last update? Phoenix code editor. Phoenix is an alpha. So yeah, see, they are even abandoning brackets. I loved brackets. Oh my God, I loved brackets. Brackets was so fun. Well, this was back in the day when I was teaching kids how to code. And I had my own little, what was it called? Hey, Dave Den. Welcome. Just going to be here for a short while? Okay. So the little nerd that's at the top of the screen means we're diving into advanced stuff. I just felt like having an advanced day. So I'm going down memory lane with code editors. So I've used Sublime Text. I used Sublime Text 2 and 3. I used brackets, and then there was Atom. Who made Atom? I forgot. Atom code editor. I don't even think it exists anymore. Nope, it still does. Look. I think GitHub made it. The original GitHub, not the GitHub that Microsoft owns right now. It still exists too. Having a vocal problem. See, this is what happens when I talk too much. And I'm not one that talks a lot. So yeah, my favorites are still around in their own little way. GitHub for Atom. That's what it was. And you could connect right to... Did y'all just see that? Changed colors on me. That's crazy. It was connected right into... Yep, there it is again. It's changing colors. Atom was connected right to your GitHub repository. That's what I loved about it too. And then I hated all the commands. All the commands. And then there's another wonderful tool. If you're a visual learner like myself, what's it called? Git Kraken. I actually bought this for a while. It is the legendary tool for Git. You don't have to type a single boohoo command. It is a visual UI for everything you do. Make a branch, merge a branch. You don't have to learn those godforsaken terminal commands anymore that I could never remember. Git Kraken was the best thing since sliced bread. And when Git Kraken came along, I used it for a year, and then I stopped coding because Elementor came along. Yes, writing code with Notepad, VS Code. Okay, so we got 3 nerds in the house. All right, 3 coding nerds. Let me ask you this question, and please write yes or no in the or your little tidbit of comment. Is there a difference between the vocabulary of the word text editor and code editor? Is there a difference? Text editor, code editor. And give an example of to make a difference between those 2 words. Text editor and code editor. Is there a difference? To a code editor, oh my goodness, but yes, there is. Because when people start talking about text editors, if anybody writes any kind of code, it should infuriate you for someone who is uneducated to the difference. Atif says yes. There's one yes. The 2 things should not be confused. Text editor is Word. Pages. Do you write code in Word or Pages? I think not. It might blow up if you do. But A text editor such as VS Code, Brackets, which is still around, Atom, still around, VS Code, and even Notepad++ are code editors. I only got one yes from Atif. But yes. Anyone that blasphemizes any educated coder and says, "What's your text editor?" Psh, psh. No. It is a code editor. No. You're blasphemizing everything that coders stand for by saying text editors. Text is text. Text is Mary Had a Little Lamb, writing a book. Code editors write code. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. Name your flavor of code. Dedicated code editor. Yes. So a text editor is Word. Does Word have different colors of identifying HTML and CSS and being able to colorize syntax? No. That's a text editor. Text editors write text and do not colorize upon being able to determine HTML, the difference between HTML and CSS, and colorizing it so. Word doesn't do that, and neither does Pages. So, yes, in my world, as being a person who writes code, there's a huge difference. So anyway, off of that topic. So I'm kind of done with the this whole GitHub stuff. 7 years ago that I did this. I'm kind of done because I don't understand. I'm going to have to do research and come back to you on this one but anyway, we just went down memory lane with Get Cracking. If you're a coded person and you want to start typing code and getting into GitHub and your brain just doesn't remember all of the commands in the terminal, if you get there, God bless you. Get Cracking is your friend, and you can try it for free. I forgot what the reason why you would buy it, but I bought it because I thought it was just trying to cook food in a microwave, the best thing I've ever seen. Okay, so we're closing that down. All right. So let's go on to Elementor things, as I have rambled on for an hour. All right, we're going to close this down. So here I am, code. Create a code space. Okay, here it is. I don't want to open it. How do I stop said code space? I don't remember. Well, let's open it up one more time. It connects to it. It sets it up. Oh, here it is, right down here in the lower left corner. Here, I'll turn on my pointer. Woo-woo, over here. Code spaces, it's green. So I'll turn off the pointer. I'll click on that. View, rebuild, stop current code space. Well, obviously you can run them. I know that there's some information about how long a code space can run. My code spaces, let's see how many I've got running. Just one, and it's active. And here are 3 dots. And it probably says delete or stop. I'm going to stop. Pow. Last used 1 minute ago. Oh, so you can stop them. You can keep them. You can obviously start them back up again. Export changes to a branch. Nope. Change machine type. Well, I've turned it off. Let's just go there. There are no valid machine types available. See, this is the free version, and if you pay for code spaces, you can get faster cores and gigabytes of RAM and stuff like that. Yeah, see, need more power? Contact our team. Update code space. So yeah, you got to pay for that, obviously. You got to pay for everything. All right, so we're going to just delete this because I don't want it anymore. Scary. Scary code stuff. Your instant dev environment. Use the tools you love. Simplify your workflow. Contribute to projects without complicating your local setup. Hallelujah. Automatically set up dependencies and SSH keys. Hey, nerds are just going crazy now. Excuse me, there's a difference. Also in the vocabulary, there's a difference in my world. There's a difference between a nerd and a geek. Nerds like science-y things like Star Trek and what's that? Where'd he go? Did someone steal Yoda? Oh, I put him on another shelf. I am not a great big huge Star Wars fan, but I've always been connected to Yoda, the wise sage keeper of all of the universe information. So I have a Yoda. Here, you want to see Yoda? He talks. See, you can't all be just Elementor all the time. Here's Yoda. One of his hands, if you squeeze his hand, he talks.
The Force and its wisdom are all around us. Ask your will a yes or no question. Sense the Force in my left hand. Press it and answer you, I will.
And now he's, like in a minute, he's going to start talking and then he'll finally shut up. Okay, so I have to ask a question here. Let's talk to Yoda for a while. Do you think, Yoda, I should stop talking about nerd information and geeky information? See, is there a difference between nerds and geeks?
You must feel the Force around you. The answer then clear will become.
So you want me to tell them the difference in my world and your world, our world, what the difference between a nerd and a geek is, right?
You must feel the Force around you. The answer then clear will become.
Okay, you're definitely a robot because you're repeating your answers, so you're going to go nap right now. So a difference between a nerd and a geek. Geeks are more computer. Because, see, I never was into Star Wars. I never was into Star Trek. I can see how you can have a crossover, but for me, there really isn't. Very science-y, just obsessed with stars and constellations and space things and aliens. Speaking of aliens, I'm in season 3 of Stranger Things. Slowly. Not like purging season 2 in one evening. Yeah, I don't think I've been right since I did that. I need that Yoda. For whatever reason, I think I bought him on Amazon. He's got some age to him. I don't think you can see this, but the glue that holds his hair to his head has like turned brown. He's that old. And the glue is just like disintegrating on his head. And these are the original batteries that I put in him. Okay, nerd's coming off the screen because we're the geek, excuse me, nerd geek. See, I intermingle those words when I know that there's a difference in my world. Okay. So, okay, and Atif asked a question. What languages did you mainly use /know? Very simple. My world's not complicated. HTML, CSS, Sass. I didn't get into less because I felt like Sass was a more robust language. Jade, which then changed its name to Pug. Some PHP, and that's where it ended. Because my brain can't handle JavaScript. It looks like math, and it looks like algebra, which scared me.
Mind are you? Or another question wish you to ask?
Yeah, he likes to jabber. That was Yoda. Don't scare me like that. But it's really cool, since he just interrupted us. His eyes are so real. Here, you probably can't see that. But his eyes. Does it focus on his eyes? There, his eyes. They're so real. And his little plasticky eyelids. He looks so real. So I was like, I have to have Yoda. I need a baby Yoda is what I need. And here comes another, we're just going to finish the hour talking about Star Wars. How many of you out there, of the three of you, did you watch The Mandalorian? So when was it? 2 years ago? Yes, when the pandemic hit, I needed to break away from the craziness of the world. And I decided to, here, I'm talking, and I'm not doing code. Oops, sorry, wrong button. And the geek is still here. Let's get you off the screen. So we're just not even going to talk about Elementor today. So that just has happened. So 2 years ago, I subscribed to Disney Plus, thinking that I just was tired of the scariness of the world and I needed to go into happier things like, Disney films. And I decided to watch, Star Wars. See, I get them confused. In not the order in which they were filmed. I reversed it and watched the films in chronological order to the story. So I basically did that. It probably took about 2 weeks of my life. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, then they were talking about Baby Yoda. George, don't you hate how they killed him off? Commander Data. See, that I didn't do the Star Trek thing, so y'all can talk about killing people off. That's all right, because that's not a spoiler for me. But anyway, so where was it going? Baby Yoda. So yes, so I was like, oh, Baby Yoda. And then I was around Disney, and they had The Mandalorian. Y'all, come on now. I got through 2 seasons, count them, 1, 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. And y'all, it was rinse and repeat. Baby Yoda was in tow with the Mandalorian, and someone would hire him, or he would walk into a space bar on some planet and somebody said, I need your help because somebody's blackmailing me. I need help. You need to come with me and I will pay you in whatever the currency was of the planet to make sure that he could fly his spacecraft. Y'all, it was rinse and repeat. And after about 20 episodes, I got sick and tired of The Mandalorian and I turned it off. Because, Baby Yoda was getting into trouble and, shoot, bang, fight off the bad guys, rinse and repeat. It just got, ugh. So I did not like The Mandalorian. What is this slow mode on live chat? Oh, yeah, sorry. Since I'm slow and my brain is slow, I did give everybody 30 seconds before they could post a comment. So there wasn't a rapid fire. Because I can't handle rapid fire, it makes me anxious. So that's why I put everybody on a 30-second delay. Sorry, that's just how I work. Sorry if it's inconvenient for you. Okay, so y'all are talking Star Trek. See, I get them confused. So let's move back to Elementor just for a moment. Because what I was working on, I can't find. And I was in a panic when I sat down at the computer and I'm like, what was I working on? I don't remember. All right, so let's go back to finally get to the reason why I was streaming today. Okay, what updates do I have? 2021. Not using it, but it's installed. Okay, so we're going to update that. So I'm trying to find the page in which I was, let's close codespaces. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, build it 1. Was that what I was building? And even if I was building it, I probably can't find what I was, nope. So that's not there. So y'all, I'm at a loss. I've lost my stuff. And I've got to go look at, let me pull this over here. What was I doing last chat? I was doing, I'm just going to have to look at it later because I can't find it. I don't know what spin up of local I was in. I've got all these pages. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, let me make that smaller. Really, I've completely lost what I was working on. And obviously I need to have a piece of paper in front of me that says, okay, your chat sessions are working on this spin up of WordPress version. Okay, we'll just make that small and move over here. Hold on just a second. Dashboard. Okay. And if I do this, nope, it doesn't mute everything else. Sorry, y'all, behind the scenes. I can't go there. My brain won't let me. Okay. The last chat was carousel with dynamic content, but it didn't work. Correct. I've had a chat since then, and was it a chat or a build it? I can't remember. I'm just not with it today, and that's just the Saturday morning. And I should have done I already had scheduled it, but the alpaca farm, so what I do in my off time when I'm not coding, is I go to an alpaca farm 5 minutes down the road. The alpaca farm had another baby yesterday, so we have 2 new babies. And so today is Saturday, yes. Monday I will be going to see said baby. So we have 2 new babies. The new baby, the owner doesn't name the babies until like 3 or 4 days later because they've had some unfortunate, how do we say this? Illnesses and birth defects with some of the babies that hadn't made it. So she waits 4 or 5 days to name it so that... See you, Atif. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you later on... I am not grounded and my brain is not in my body today. I can't even think of what I'm supposed to do. See you on Web Squadron. Some other time, Atif, sorry. It's just a bad day. I think what I need to do, because normally when I record my regular videos, it's later in the afternoon. Seems like 10 o'clock in the morning. My brain is just not online. I can't think. It's a problem. Help me. Or am I just having a bad day on Earth School? Okay, so these are all stuff that I did. These are recorded videos. So it's been an hour and my brain is not functioning, and I don't think it's going to function any better, any further along today. So I may just have to go and just convene with nature and kumbaya and get my brain back in my body. Whew. So yeah, I'm going to wind down this chat and say thank you for joining. It was interesting. We went down some geeky rabbit holes and talking Github. And yeah, I can feel that tension in the forehead of my brain that says, we're done. We don't want to think anymore. Nope, we're done. All energetic systems in the mental brain area are starting to shut down. And that is a real physical, tactile sense when it happens with me. Yep. Thank you so much, George. I'm glad I could open your mind to codespaces on GitHub, this new thing coming out there where you can be at grandma's house and still get work done. So I'm glad to have shared that nerd knowledge, geek knowledge with you. So y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy it. And I will see you next time.